our MVP's homepage, we have a sentiment widget, a button that takes you to a calendar, and a button that takes you to our dev journal. While we haven't implemented the functionality for our sentiment widget yet, we've completed the basic functionality of the other two. For our calendar widget, the user is allowed to select a specific date and add a task. The user selects the plus button and inputs the title and description to log a task. After pressing confirm, the task is added to that list. The user is also allowed to edit a specific task and also to delete a specific task. For our dev journal, we tried to come up with features that would be helpful for any dev to have available. For any specific selected date, the user is given a markdown editor in which they are allowed to edit an empty file, preview it, and save the contents. Since devs use Markdown quite a bit, we really wanted to make this feature available since it's a feature that many of our users would find useful. As for anything on the right panel, we created widgets that indicate what specific roles the developer fulfilled on that specific date. We haven't fully implemented the functionality for this yet, but the buttons are supposed to indicate whether the dev worked on documentation, testing, communication and project management, and coding. The bug tracker allows devs to keep track of any bugs they came across as well as their fixes, and the learnings allow for the users to reflect upon anything that they learned on that day.
For the brainstorming, we used the Miro board. First, we created the user personas. Here's some examples. Then we gathered any idea that we could put into the parent. Then we put the picture of the inspiration of that idea, so we can have an example for that. After that, we prioritize the ideas that we had, being the red ones that we must have, the yellow ones that's nice to have if we have time, and the green ones that we don't need. After this, we made a script for how the website page gonna look like. For example, the home page, the calendar, the text list, and the notes. After that, we created like a workflow for our website to show the different options that the user gonna have when accessing it. Should the design be more realistic for our web page, we use the Figma for that. For example, here's the home page for the desktop, for the cell phone. Here the calendar for the desktop, then for the cell phones. And here the dev journal for the desktop, here for the cell phones.
Upon the creation of a pull request or a push commit, our unit tests, end-to-end tests, and linters all run. If our code passes a specific test, a green check will appear right aside it. If a test fails, a red X will appear right aside next to the test name. We set up our pipeline so that you aren't allowed to merge branches until all tests pass. This allows us to check our code at each step, ensuring that the quality and correctness of our code is maintained.